out just fine.
The karma fairy.
Yeah.
Because karma is the law that whatever you do now changes your life, your future, and your future life. So, if you smile, you will be happy. And if you scowl, you'll get permanent lines on your forehead, and constipation, and a wide berth from friendly strangers, and rebirth as a critically endangered species of parasitic head lice that live only on partially bald, red-headed Chinese women over the age of 98. That doesn't seem fair or balanced, does it? But hey, I'm not making the rules. The rules were made by a woman, so wise that nobody alive has ever seen her face. She made me out of unfired clay, paint, human teeth, rock, and naked flame. Nobody knows her name, but I call her Barbara. That woman laughing over there is a plant. I paid her 5,000 yen and a gin tonic. Yeah, everyone thinks this is just spontaneous, but it's all planned. See this monster poster? I put that there. I burgled this bar 2:45 a.m. Tuesday and put it there just for this performance. Everything is pre-planned, including this bit where I pretend to not remember what's coming next.
Amazing.
I'm acting away, man. Acting. What is next? Yeah, what is next? About Barbara. Nobody knows her name. She made me. And I call her Barbara, and she calls me when she wants to tell stories, ancient dramas, future scenarios of the 62 known moons of Saturn, and karma happenings now, such as the story of the woman who puts on a mask to get close to the man she loves, the man she thinks she loves. This story has 3 characters. There's a woman and a man and me. I'm kind of neutral. But people say I'm easy to talk to, and I generally start a conversation with just about anything: trees, windows, people, using a kind of non-threatening general question such as, what is a popular name for horse in your country? Or, have you ever had sex with a person named Ermintrude? Or, how do you pronounce this word? Oh, come on, I want to show off my Armenian. Moktaron. Kamalamakun. Yakara prog. Yakaya. Moktaron. And if I ever want to reap the reward of getting influence over other people, I sow the seed of flattery. Just a simple, sensitive personal observation will do, such as, anybody ever tell you that you smell like summer, seaside, toilets? That's in bad taste, and I will pay for that later. But you gotta forgive me, I'm having a bad day. I've been arrested for screaming in my own apartment. I'm arrested, go to court, 7 judges sit on my case, still can't close it. I do tend to overpack. What happens is this. I go out this morning to buy the last loaf of English bread at the bakery, but I'm beaten to it by a queue-jumping 5-year-old wearing a beret. I give up and go to a bar and get talking to this woman, a mental health advisor. Would you believe it? Just my type. And she downs 15 glasses of draft beer while I amuse her by eating a table napkin instead of my salad. And then I ask her, do you want to come back to my place? And she says, yeah, which is good. But after we get there, I just can't get rid of her. That's when I start screaming. After about an hour or so of screaming, the neighbours call the police. And the police come and they question this mental health advisor as to her reason for refusing to leave the apartment. And she explains that for the past 27 years, she has been my wife. But this other woman, she's infatuated with a popular playbody and wants to get close to him. So she lets him fuck her, but it doesn't work because he just attracts, fucks, and then moves on to the next one. So she ends up further away from him than when she started taking her clothes off. To get close to him again, she decides to put on a mask and disguise herself as a man. And this tactic works, and she gets close to him and she's part of his gang and then gets to be his solid #1 buddy, and they hang out together all the time, scheming his conquests, and they get so smooth at that it's no longer a challenge, and he decides to go to a war to prove himself, and he does, but he gets injured, and then he comes back home in very bad shape. Then she, or he, her name's Jimmy now, Jimmy looks after him very tenderly until eventually one day he's better and Jimmy says, "Oh bud, let's go on the Raz and slay some chicks." And Playbody says, "I don't feel the same about all that." And he looks so handsome and vulnerable and wonderfully fuckable lying there when he says that Jimmy thinks, now is the time. I'm gonna reveal my true identity and get all naked. And Jimmy says, "Oh mate, I've got a confession to make." And Playbody says, "Me too." And he says that in the war, his balls were shot off, and now he's got no interest whatsoever in women or sex. And besides, he's never felt so close to any woman as he does to his true pal Jimmy. And without wanting to seem gay or anything, he wouldn't mind spending his whole life just hanging out like they are now two pals together and never set eyes on another woman in his whole life. And Jimmy says, I gotta take a leak. And she goes to the toilets and starts crying to Barbara. And Barbara answers back. And because I'm sitting in the toilet next to her, I record the whole thing. Believe the world is good, then you'll find it surely is.
Terrible things are happening every day. There's the suffering and the pain.
Yes, I know. But if you know the base is good and still hope to carry on, move in the right way, and you will live a better day. So spoke Barbara, the Queen of Karma. If you keep writing, you'll make a book. I know this because it happened to me.